That's a good opening. So here we are. Today is, what's today's date? November 13th? 14th, 2010. So do you remember when Uncle Phil was born?
Do I? Well, I sure do.
Yeah? Tell us about it.
It was one of the awfulest. I'll never forget that day.
Yeah?
It took him about all day.
Really?
She,
Quit picking your nose.
I can tell that would be a good one. I can just keep talking on that one.
Well, start talking.
Don't get too much of it. You see.
Just, yeah, one at a time. So tell us about the day he was born.
Well, it was an experience for all of us. He was the first one, and his mother had an awful time of having him. And old Doc Burroughs was the doctor. Well, he told me I could help him be born. Well, I pushed down on her stomach, and nothing happened. Doc says, "You're not pushing hard enough." He said, I said, "Well, I don't want to hurt her." He said, you just wait a little bit. She has another, what do you call them?
Contraction?
Contraction. And he said, "Then you push a little harder next time." So, laid there for a while, and pretty soon she had a contraction. Doc got hold of it, and he said, "Now push, push, push." And, nothing happened. And I said, Doc said, "You're not pushing hard enough." Said, "You got to be pushing harder." And so we tried that, about 3 or 4 contractions. Wasn't getting anywhere. Doc said, "You're not doing any good." Said, "You're not pushing hard enough." And he looked up to one of the nurses, and he said, "Well, let's take her down to the delivery room."
Were you in the hospital? Were you in the hospital or at
He
home?
was in the hospital.
Okay.
And so they took her down to the delivery room, and one of the girls, she held on to me like he was going to fall down. And I followed along and held to her. We got down to the delivery room. There's a little hole about that big, glass over. And Doc said, "You stay outside. You wasn't doing any good anyway." And told one of the nurses to stay with me. So they took her inside, put her down on her bed, and one of the nurses held me up there close to the window so I could see him. Said, "You see her laying there?" I said, "Yeah." Well, he said, "There'll be a baby there very soon." So Doc got all situated, and nurse got all situated, and there I was up there looking through that little hole in the window, and the girl said, "Well," said, "you just watch. Said there'll be something. You watch it, you see it." And pretty soon, she said, "Watch, look real close." And I see a little head stick out. And the nurse said, "Now watch it. It's getting closer. It's getting closer, closer." And then she said, "There it is." And then there was a baby. And that's as close as I got.
Yeah.
Outside to the door. That's as close as I got to see him be born. See him smack him on his butt. That I would say that must have been in old times. You know, that's been 70 years ago. That's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
That's been a long time ago. And that's as close as I got to seeing a baby born. And then as soon as the doctor got him up on the scale, he let me come in and see him. And he let me in the surgery room then. But he did. But I stayed outside all the time he'd been born.
When